Hello viewers, this is Michael from Screw Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my podcast called the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain your adult language. If you're under 18, now if you're over 18, that means you're good to watch. This audio podcast recording. So anyway, let's get to the latest episode of Zenkaiger. So basically, this episode starts off like this: we see Kaido hanging out with Bloom and Zuan, just hanging out somewhere, looked like somewhere in a park, and one of Kaido's old elementary school friends showed up named Karen. So basically, Kaido was like, Kaido was saying hey to Karen and whatnot, blah blah blah. So basically, she now, apparently, maybe she just got back in town or some shit like that. So basically, she heard that, that Kaido is now a Zenkaiger, that it's now a ranger and whatnot. So basically, that Kaido was like, yeah. So anyway, so basically, turns out that, she's going to the library to go study, college, so basically she's in college. So basically, that brings up the question, is Kaido in college or he's not? So anyway, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so after Karen left, Zuan was like, wondering, do you have any romantic feelings towards your middle school friend, Karen? Like, and Kaido was like, no, we're just friends. We always been friends. So that's about it. That's far we went. And that's how far we went to. We're just good friends. So anyway, out of nowhere, a new monster named Romance with the power to make people fall in love with each other, with anything or anyone by first sight. So basically, this Romance monster it showed up and it started to attack. It started to make all humans and Kaido fall in love with each other by first sight. So anyway, so basically Kaido, Zuan and Bloom walked up and started to battle the Romance monster. Then the others showed up. Then Mazine and Gown showed up, and so like things were going okay until the Romance monster activated his romance powers to make Gown and Zuan fall in love with each other. So, I'm not fucking with you, son. The romance monster made Gao and Zuan fall in love with each other. So basically, this episode is just really putting some real boundaries right here. So basically, Gao and Zuan got hit by the romance monster's powers, and they fell in love with each other. So basically, when two characters showed up on the scene, all of a sudden he got hit by the romance monster's powers, and he fell in love with this woman Thyroid. So basically, when two characters showed up before he even morphed, he accidentally bumped into this female Thyroid. Accidentally bumped into him, and he got hit by the power of the monster. Him and this female Thyroid got hit by the romance monster's powers, and they fell in love with each other. And Zox, aka two characters, went off with the female Thyroid woman, and Flint and her Zox's sister Flint and his brothers Ricky and Cutting was very upset that the romance monster made Zox fall in love with that. Was very upset making Zox fall in love like that. So anyway, So anyway, so basically, the woman's monster decides to take advantage of this situation and tries to escape, but do so, everybody around the city started falling in love with each other by first sight. So basically, it's just crazy. This episode is just crazy. It's just crazy. Meanwhile, back at the bad guy's headquarters, it was Gein's. So basically, Gein was the one who picked the chosen gear of the romance world to make the monster. So basically, Gein being the leader, being King Boker's pet robot bird. So basically, it was Gein, the pet robot bird of King Boker, the head of the chosen Pinto dynasty, who chose the power of the romance geared to make the romance monster with. So basically, the whole monster idea was Gein's idea. So anyway, things just started to get even worse. Things started to get worse back at Kaido's shop, back at Kaido's grandma's shop. So basically, not only that Zoom and Gal in love, Maggie and Flint fell in love as well. So basically, back at Kyle's shop, Maggie and Flint fell in love too, being affected by the romance monster's powers. Not only that, Kylo's friend Karen saw a picture of Bloom at the library that he goes to get his books and read and whatnot. She saw a picture of Bloom at the library. She fell in love with Bloom, and Bloom fell in love with her. So basically, Bloom is now in love with Kylo's friend Karen. So anyway, as for Kylo himself, turns out that he fell in love with an ice cream sundae that his grandma made for him. So basically, turns out that the romance monster powers is not limited to people making to fall in love with each other. Also, people can also fall in love with objects as well with the romance monster's power. So anyway, basically a lot of stupid things started to go on with everybody all lovey-dovey and whatnot, and that's when the romance monster decided to take things up the notch and make all the couples that he fell in love with, piss at each other. So basically, he kind of reversed it. So basically, he kind of reversed his romance powers and making making all the lovey-dovey couples that he made fall in love with each other to hate each other. So basically, everybody was all the couples that the romance monster powers made fall in love with each other, he reversed them from being loved to hating each other. So basically, that was not a good idea on the romance monster. So basically, it kind of gave the Zenkaiger some, gave back the senses of the Zenkaigers to get back up and find the romance monster. Made all the Zenkaigers, including Zox, aka Kikai, to want them to take down the romance monster. So basically, Sashin managed to find the romance monster, and so basically all the Zenkaigers, including Zox, aka Kikai, worked together to take down the romance monster. So basically, working together as a team, they started to attack the romance monster. So basically, Sashin, Kaido's robot bird suggested that suggested that suggested to kind of to use the Jetman Sentai gear. So basically, when Kaido activated the Jetman Sentai gear, the power that gear made everybody to react to see the final episode scene where Black Condor got killed, during the wedding. So basically, if you ever watch Jetman, Black Condor was on the way to Red Hawk and White Swan's wedding, but he tried to stop a mugging of it, started to stop a purse mugging, and he got stabbed. So basically, that Sentai made them react the whole final episode of Jetman. So basically, the Woman's Monster was like, what the hell was that? Everybody was kind of confused. But anyway, it gave Kaido and Zox the opportunity to work together and finish off the Woman's Monster. And just like how Guy, aka Black Condor, died on the bench after being stabbed, he was smoking the cigarette, the Woman's Monster reacted that scene as well. So basically, the Romance Monster was restored. Everybody was back to normal and whatnot. So anyway, like usual, a giant foot soldier monster showed up and dissolved the power of the woman's chosen gear, and basically all three Megazords worked together, to take down the giant sized romance monster, even though the giant-sized romance monster made all three Megazords fall in love with each other, including Kaido and Zox. But they managed to, even with that situation, but they managed to take down the giant-sized romance. So basically, took down the giant-sized romance monster and saved the day. So basically, Kaido wants to apologize to Boom that, I sorry about the whole love situation, and Kaido said that no way, it was the bad guys. It's the bad guys who made you fall in love with Boom. So basically, Boom was wondering that, even though he was under the power of the romance monster's power, he was wondering if the love between him and Karen was real. So basically, even Zox was kind of disappointed when hearing that female Kyra named Melody, were in love with the wigs because of the romance monster power. He was wondering if that love was real also. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, back at Kyra's grandma's shop, we see Stacy, eating Kyra was eating one of Kyra's grandma's sundae at her shop. So basically, after he was done with the sundae, he was about to pay, but Kai's grandma said, don't worry, Kaido said this is on him. So basically, she went in the back room to clean up the cup that Stacy ate Sunday in. So basically, while Kaido's grandma was in the back room, Stacy saw a picture of Kaido's parents. Saw a picture of Kaido's parents, and his face was kind of in shock. Well, after staring at the picture of Kaido's parents, and this is how the episode ended, with Stacy basically looking at a picture at Kaido's parents, and his face was kind of in shock after seeing Kaido's parents in the picture, and inside Grandma's shop. So basically, this time the episode ended with Stacy looking at a picture of Kaido's parents and kind of in shock to see, like he knows them or something like that. So basically, that's how the episode ended. So anyway, this episode was very bold. So basically, this was a very good episode that really pushed boundaries. So basically, this was a good OTB episode. So basically, this was pretty much an OTB episode. So basically, we had girls falling in love with girls, we had boys falling in love with boys. So basically, this episode really pushed the boundaries in Sentai. Because we never seen a Sentai series that really done a LTV episode like this. So never, this is the first time we ever seen a Super Sentai series done a LTV episode. So basically, big ups to them. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay? Please let me know in the comments below this podcast. So anyway, like always, it's CC Michael from Screen Views. 1.